that was the most blunt and direct we're ever going to get. Oh, hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back if this is your 13th Katy Keene chapter review. We have reached the end of our first season journey. It's over. It feels bittersweet. I don't like May. May is usually the time period where our favorite shows have to come to an end because, logistically speaking, the cast cannot film the entire show throughout the year. Let them have a break, and also the fact that this is all they've ordered, supposedly. Supposedly CW, you're forgetting a couple key details here, but I'll save that to the end. Anyway, so here we are. This is the season 1 finale. It's again crazy that we're already here. I remember mid-February we were already just starting this amazing musical journey. This another continuation in the Archieverse, as the CW and Netflix have created, and I've been enjoying my ride on it. And as of this episode, I'm still enjoying my ride on it. I think this is another one of those standout episodes, and this is a fitting conclusion to the current first how would I call this, like the first book, so to speak. Book 1 of Katy Keene is over, and I'm really hoping we will come back for another book / season. Technically they did, but CW forgot about that. But anyway, so with this episode we brought most of the storylines that we've been starting since episode 1 to a close, kind of coming full circle, and some of them kind of, ending off the current iteration and moving on to the next starting point that hopefully we will pick up with when we come back for season 2, hopefully, CW. And I really enjoyed it. There were some moments that I really enjoyed, and some moments I was like a bit shocked by, but let's get through it together as we go through for the last time this year. For at least this one, let's do the butchered recap. So we begin with Pepper in jail, being held. She's being released on bail after. And here's the one thing I'm a little bit confused by. We didn't actually get the revelation about what were the charges brought up against Pepper. What exactly is she getting arraigned on? We're not getting really those answers, so to speak. She's just being released on bail. So technically that's still going to be a lingering factor as we approach the second season. So, well, if we do get to come back for more, as I mean. So anyway, the ones supposed to her bail was the other Golden Girls. Supposedly the Pepper plan made a lot of money, / they had to take money from the bar. So, yeah, Pepper's out. Hooray. Again, I don't know how much the bail is, but considering that she is a con artist, it was probably a lot of money, but who knows. Anyway, so only Josie and Jorge came up to go and see her. Turns out Katie's being held up at work, but of course it could be just because of the way things were left off in the last episode. Katie and Pepper are not exactly on good terms, so it could have been like Katie didn't want to exactly ditch work entirely just to see Pepper. So anyway, we cut back to Lacey's, where again, with last week's revelation that Lacey's is being sold to the Cabots. That's right, the Cabots are trying to buy everything in New York now. It's like everything is connected back to the Cabots, or something like that. So Lacey's getting bought up by Cabot, and Cabot is instead moving Lacey's to an online digital front. So while Lacey's as the name will be continuing, the physical store will not be continuing anymore. So Katie's a bit distraught on it, as well as dealing with last night's revelation that Guy actually has been using his apprentices designed for majority of his career since he was able to take on apprentices, and also the fact that everyone's not happy because from Francois, who has been there for 30 freaking years, 3 decades, man, and that guy doesn't look a day over 40. So I don't know what kind of skimmer team he's going, but I gotta hit that guy out. And to Jorge, who has literally just started the job, and he it's already done. So anyway, everything's going to everyone's just kind of already defeated and just feeling like this is over. Lacey's is shutting down, and we just gotta move on, so to speak. And but Katie's priority right now is, of course, the whole Guy thing, the whole him stealing from his previous apprentices, and she doesn't know what entirely to do with that. She's ignoring all his texts, all of his calls. She doesn't want to see him. But Francois is at least pushing her. Hey, at least give the guy a chance. Maybe he'll surprise you. Who knows? However, Katie doesn't take that so literally. Meanwhile, I'm jumping around all over the place. Jorge is at the bodega working his shift, and he gets the word from his mom and dad that they've lost in the recent city council meeting, the approval by the other developer to buy out the entire street has been approved. It's happening, and because of eminent domain, which I've heard in King of the Hill before, but my mind's not really connected the dots here. They have to sell the building no matter what by the end of the month. It's a done deal, so everyone's got to move on and find a new place. Jorge is immediately pushing them. You got to fight it. You got to figure this out. You got to get this solved. Meanwhile, at the same time, Jorge hears Xandra's new song with the Kitty Cats playing on the radio, so it's already too late. Xandra's got her song out there. Well, Josie's song, more specifically. He calls up Josie. Josie's enraged. She heads down to, what's the name of the music shop that is also her recording studio. That's also a Cabot Industries asset, which has also already been decked out with Kitty Cat merchandise. So she heads down, confronts Xandra, but Xandra's not. And here's the fun thing about Xandra, is that Xandra is both a nice person and a piece of shit person, where she's trying to be nice to Josie, like, hey, listen, there's something wrong with Alex. I think he's using again. He's not returning my calls. You got to figure this out. And also as a piece of shit, because in fact, she's trying to avoid that inevitable conversation about stealing her songs. So for Josie, her focus is now switching towards Alex for the meanwhile. And then we cut back to Lacey's, where Guy has found Katie. The two have a talk. And given the current scenario that Katie's in, Guy decides to kind of, in order to make amends with her, he wants her to be his official lead designer for his brand. So it's a big deal for Katie. It's a big next step for her. And Katie is entirely willing to accept it, but she wants him to kind of call up his other apprentices and kind of make amends with them. But Guy doesn't want to do that. No, she doesn't mention that yet, but that's kind of the thing that she was kind of pushing for it. But anyway, so we cut back to the apartment. Just the Golden Girl sans Pepper. By the way, Pepper does go off to try and meet up with her lady that was a con artist when she was growing up. Turns out she has a brand new con in the works, and given how Pepper is currently in a financial predicament, she wants to bring along Pepper for the ride, and she's promising her a big payday. So Pepper's contemplating it as well, but of course she gets a visit from her dad, or her adoptive dad, or her dad. I don't want to say that, her dad. And he's like, "Hey, listen, I don't like it when you went through this. You don't need to do this." As well as another thing is that because of her arrest, he actually lost his possibility of earning the apartment for the building he works in. So that's not probably going to happen anymore. So, and he kind of is begging Pepper, please don't do these cons anymore. Please, you're better than this. You don't need to pretend to be someone else because you're already great as you are. So Pepper is now very, very conflicted right now. So meanwhile, we come back to the Golden Girls apartment and we see Katie, Josie, and Jorge. I think for the last time in this, we're having an apartment scene this season that the two are all of them are comparing their problems. Katie with Lacey's and the guy, job opportunity. Josie now having to, talk to Alex, and as well as Jorge now having to trying to figure out how to help his parents out and not lose the building. So there's a lot of moving pieces over here. So they're trying to figure this all out. I believe from here, so from there we split off a little bit, but there's a lot of intersection here, so I'm going to jump around over the place this episode. So Jorge goes out to contact Buzz, the guy he was sleeping with originally, then broke up with, then was having a threesome with the firefighter, which I forgot his name already, and then we cut. So, and now they're all now not seeing each other, but so Buzz kind of pushes Jorge, hey, listen, the only way you can stop this sale is to get 100,000 signatures or 200,000 signatures, and this should be enough to at least attempt to at least convince the city council there is enough attention here that they should not sell this the street. So, of course, obviously, Jorge's in this shock that he has to get that many freaking people. No, I think it was 100,000, now that I'm thinking about it. So, now Jorge's on the hunt for that, and he goes to Pepper, and he's trying to figure out something, and Pepper comes up with a great idea. Hey, listen, the Miss Subway's crown is just being relinquished, so if you can get that spot in, plus my connections at the newspaper, we could maybe build up some publicity, some press, to maybe get a lot of signatures so you can even get this after Jorge amazingly failed and only got 200 freaking signatures. So, and also a fun thing here is that when Jorge's parents were telling Jorge the news that they lost the matter, they said, oh, it's from an out-of-town, developer. I'm like, out of town developer. Nah, wait, can't beat that guy. I'm pretty sure he's dead by this point. Well, let's not focus on that. But anyway, so we then cut to Josie actually getting to meet Alex. They meet up in the apartment. Alex, I can tell. Yeah, you're a junkie. Here's the thing. Like, before anyone says anything, I don't know it personally. I've seen Breaking Bad. I've seen that the Ray movie from 03, or actually not 03, 04. I know a junkie when I see one. And yeah, Alex is definitely using. Alex is pleading to Josie, hey, listen, because of everything here in New York, it's better. Let's leave. Let's have a brand new beginning somewhere. Let's go to LA. Let's go start fresh. I got music contacts there. We can restart your career there. However, while Alex was pleading to Josie, let's move to LA, his nose starts bleeding. He runs away, and then he leaves his jacket there, and that's when Josie finds that he does have cocaine in his pocket. So yeah, it confirms the worst. He has relapse. So from there, Katy decides to accept the offer from Guy under certain customary conditions for being offered this position. Guy is willing to give her anything she wants just to keep her. However, Katy is pleading to her, please, can you just contact the old apprentices and just make amends with them? Guy is not interested in that. Guy is pretty much pleading to Katy again, please, you're the only one I care about, and I got a lot of recovery to do. But I can be better for you, for my brand, for my career, everything. And meanwhile, this is all happening. KO's in the background. Like, KO, I completely forgot about KO. Also, yeah, I should have mentioned, yeah, Xandra and KO broke up at some point during the last interstitial episodes. So they broke up. So KO's there to tell probably Katy something. And so, however, while Guy is kind of acting so close to Katy, and KO probably just assumes that they're, kind of together by this point, so KO decides to leave. We don't get to see him again for a while. But Katy's still very much unsure about the position. And so Katy breaks up for the last musical number of the season. Now, the thing is that when I was picking out this show to fit the themes of Musical Saturdays, because after we did High School Musical, the series, God, I haven't said that name in a while, I knew I kind of wanted to continue that musical trend. I completely forgot. We haven't had a musical episode since Kiss of the Spider-Woman. We haven't had a musical moments like that long. So Katy gives us the last song where she's kind of, very unsure on the future, very unsure on her path, and as well as, figuring out has she actually lost her way in recent events. So Katy returns back to the lighthouse, which I finally looked up on the internet. It actually is a real lighthouse here in New York City, and I'm a freaking dumbass, because I live in New York City. I've been living in New York City since the day I was born, and I never even figured out there was a lighthouse that was red. I gotta visit this place the moment this fucking pandemic is over. Anyway, back to this. So Katy makes a call. She needs to meet with someone. Turns out to be Gloria. She tells her, hey, listen, I've been having this moral dilemma. I've decided I don't want to pursue the Guy offer anymore. However, I don't want to lose Lacey's, considering the fact it's still an important, crucial pillar in my foundation. I don't want that to go. And she's pleading to Gloria, help me fight let's fight, let's get Lacey's, let's stop Lacey's from closing. Gloria's fine. Okay, fine, I'll do it for you. I'll do it. So, and then Katy hatches a plan to be able to get this all back. She has a plan, but however, she needs to visit Pepper first. So she goes to Pepper. The two kind of make amends over the things. Katy's kind of like telling her, hey, listen, I'm eventually going to forgive you for the lies you did in the past recent years. However, the one thing that's still sticking out of my head is that the fact that you knew I didn't have a father for all of my life, and then also the fact that you've been keeping your father away from me from as long as I've known you. And so between that, they managed to kind of bury the hatchet. So Katy decides to pitch a plan to her. Hey, listen, I want to kind of get my work out there, as well as, show Guy off that we don't need him. So they're going to put on a fashion show. I think from there, I don't know what comes first, the fashion show or the Ginger performance. I think it was, no, it was the Josie thing. So Josie and Alex decide to double team Alex. Not in that way. Don't quote me on that. And they meet him in the park where it all began between him and Josie. The two very well confess to him, hey, listen, we know you're using again. We got a car for you. We're taking you back to rehab. You need to go. And initially Alex was doing the whole pushy thing, like, no, you're all freaking liars. You don't believe me. Then Josie brings up the fact, I know, I saw your coat. You did have cocaine. Alex knew it was over, and I believe he willingly gets in the car. We don't see him again. And then Josie and Xandra have a conversation about the whole thing. It seems like they're in a decent place right now, but with everything going on, I don't think it's out of the woods yet for these two. I don't really know, depending on where things go next time. So, but Josie's willingly inviting Xandra to the Miss Subway's performance that Ginger is performing in, and I gotta say, the song they use, perfection, just perfection. It just works out perfectly. It works out. So, it works out. They get the signatures. Actually, we got a cameo from the firefighter that Jorge was dating. So we got all Jorge's important people at this moment, and they get the signatures. Jorge goes to kind of minorly gloat at his dad, but his dad, for the first time, is being truthful and honest to him that the reason why he's been so against everything Jorge's been doing up to this point is not because he doesn't approve of it. It's because that before Jorge was born, he had a brother, Jorge's Dio, his uncle, and he died. But the reason why he died was because he had AIDS, because he was gay. And this was again at the time period. I'm very well aware about the Queen thing of the Bohemian Rhapsody and the whole AIDS outbreak that was happening back then. So there was probably some correlation in that event, and by the time, well, somewhat. I'm pretty sure the timelines don't match up, but you understand what I mean. So Jorge's dad figured that out way too late. So by the time he figured it out, he couldn't help him, because by the time he knew about the truth, the disease had already ravaged his body, and it was too late. So, and he always guilted himself that if had he known earlier, had he done something to protect him, he would still be alive, and he didn't want Jorge to go through that. But Jorge, finally understanding where his father's coming from, the two embrace, and supposedly the two are now in a great place right now. So it's bittersweet, but it's also heartwarming, and also powerful that for as long as we've known these characters, these have been at odds with each other for all Jorge's life, and now finally a mutual understanding. And I feel like this is going to definitely create some positive ripples for their future. So then after that, we cut to the fashion show. It turns out Katy had invited every single one of Guy's former apprentices back to come back into fashion, to present their works, and to show Guy off. Guy actually gets invited to the event, and Katy just tells him, hey, listen, you may not want to call them back, but I'm giving these apprentices another shot. And we see the fashion show. It was great, and everyone's so happy. It's impressive that they managed to pull this off. Then it turns out Gloria, as a gift to Katy, brings in a Parsons representative, and they're so impressed with Katy they decided to offer her a class for next fall. So Katy's now kind of set for to actually have another shot at her dream. She celebrates with the Golden Girls. However, she realizes that the one thing she wants to do now is she wants to tell KO. She wants to be able to tell him this news. But since with everything going on, he's been the furthest thing from her mind. But now he wants her. She wants him back. So, however, Raj, which conveniently enough has just been in the middle of this entire story. Like, I completely forgot there was a guy who Pepper was banging, as well as somehow roommates with KO. Somehow he was all connected, and he tells her, "Hey, listen, actually, KO just accepted that Philly offership, that boxing training thingy. I forgot what it was called. He's heading off to Philly right now." So Katy heads out to the train station. She manages to stop KO, but as she was seeing him packed up, ready to head down to Philly, ready to begin his dream properly, she realized that she can't confess her feelings to him, because if she did, KO would have once again given up his dream and would have stayed again for Katy. And I feel like Katy has learned a lot, especially in recent months and recent events, that she can't do that to him, because she managed to get into Parsons, but in just trying to get KO back, she's once again telling him, push off your dreams for me. And she couldn't do that. And I feel like that was a very that was a very crucial moment in her development, that she's willing to finally let go of KO so that both of them can fully pursue their dreams. And so we see Katy sending off KO to Philly and ending supposedly that connection for good. So then we cut to the next day where, I think it's the next day. So so where Katy is, everyone's at the whole Lacey's closing announcement, and then Gloria steps in with the prince. I forgot the prince. I think I made a comment about this in the recent reviews. Like, did everyone just forget about there was a prince on this show that was recurring a lot than normal? Yeah, no, the prince is back. He has denounced his royal status. Sounds familiar. And he's decided he's going to buy Lacey's and is going to keep it as is, and it's going to be on the board. However, Miss Lacey herself is like, hell no, you cannot run this place without Lacey. And it's like, yeah, you're right. So I called up your son, the elusive LL, and he's going to be taking over as board of director, as the board of directors. So a lot of moving pieces, a lot of big changes, and this is quite interesting. Obviously, what Prince and where Prince and Katy left off, since technically both are single again, could they remember? I don't know. That's next season's problem. Whatever. But it's a big day. Lacey's is bought back. Everything's going to return to normal, and Katy's able to pursue something new in Parsons. So that's going to be very exciting for her. I think from then, I believe we head back to the bodega where apparently, yes, the signatures were enough. They blocked the sale, so the entire block gets to keep their buildings, and things are going to be swell. So seems like everything's wrapping up very nice and well. Pepper has her place. Also, Josie wants Pepper to be her manager since the amount of tremendous work she has done for Jorge and for Katy. Josie wants that for her music career, so she also asked Pepper to do that, which she agrees to. So it's going to provide another interesting layer to their relationship. So I'm actually curious to see how that's going to turn out, as hopefully we'll get to come back. Katy is now working at Lacey's again. Is going to Parsons, and what else did I forget? Yeah. So things, and Jorge and his parents are keeping their building, so no one's leaving. So all's good in the world, right? We have nothing to worry about. And then, Hiram Lodge from Riverdale decides to tend to the doorway, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, this is not gonna end well. This isn't. Oh no. So he didn't. Spoilers for Riverdale season 4. So he's not gonna die, and he said he's moving back to Crown Heights, where they live. So that mean he's going to be the villain for next season? Oh no. Oh boy. I don't think I'm ready. Like, I don't think I'm ready to see another, group of young minds take on against Hiram Lodge. I don't think I'm ready for that. And we close off the chapter on a good note with the 4 golden girls ready to tackle on. Alright. 3, 2, 1. As we see the Golden Girls head off to confront their new futures, and as well as they're all single right now, so technically they're all eligible to be pursued by anyone romantically. And then we end off Katy beginning her first new day at the new Lacey's with the prince as the investor, Gloria back as the personal shopper, and the new boss, the new Lacey. And as Katy meets him, she spits it out right in front of him. You might be my dad, and that's how we end season 1 on a very blunt cliffhanger. Yeah, I can't stress enough. I really like this chapter. I really do. Like the way things ended and things were set up for hopefully when we come back in season 2. It has always baffled me about this because recently the CW has said, well, we haven't renewed Katy Keene yet because of certain things, as well as, they're waiting for the streaming numbers to come in so they can figure out, is it worth investing in a second season, so to speak, on HBO Max. So I I do, but however, the CW did confirm back in February before the premiere that we've renewed the show for 13 additional scripts, but that was performed after they filmed the 13 episodes, so that's kind of conflicting. So that means there is technically 13 episodes been picked up. That could just be a season 2 order, but I guess I really don't know. But anyway, with that being said, but this chapter alone, they definitely did a great job wrapping up a lot of season 1's elements. Like, definitely they set this up for having a season 2. I am very bullish we will see these characters again. I don't think they're going away anytime soon. I also do believe that the way they ended off certain stories, as well as begin new stories, Katy going to Parsons, potentially meeting her dad, Pepper now as a manager and finally having the Pepper place, Josie hopefully not tied down by the Cabots, so what does that season 2 look like for Josie? We'll see. And Jorge kind of now potentially having to deal with Hiram Lodge is going to be a very interesting challenge. As well, I'm very curious if Hiram Lodge is going to be part of next season. How does that impact Riverdale as we do get to that season 5 moment? How do we see him transition to that? I'm very curious. I'm very curious for Riverdale and Katy Keene, hopefully when we come back next year. But with that being said, I am very remiss to believe that still this is a great episode. I still loved it. Hopefully we will see KO, we will see Alex again in the near future. I don't think these are the ends of their character. I think for now it's a good resting point for them. Hopefully they'll come back later down the line. Because I still do believe this story has not ended. It's only just beginning. But hopefully we will be able to come back. But anyway, again, for this episode, fantastic job by the cast, great musical number, great way to end off the first season, and that's a wrap. Well, first of all, 2 thumbs up for me. I'm not centered. Yeah, that's it. That concludes the first season, the first book of the Katy Keene chapters. It's bittersweet that it's over already. I wouldn't be lying that I'm actually going to miss this show a little bit, because regardless of if we get season 2 or not, we were never going to get another Katy Keene chapter this year because with COVID and everything, the next CW season's been pushed to next year. So we were never going to see another Katy Keene episodes for 2020. Which is unfortunate, but, hopefully we will be able to come back some point next year, probably the midway mark for new episodes. So it's going to be a while before I can say Katy Keene Chapter 14. It's going to be a while, but hopefully we will have that moment. We will get there. But until then, I'm totally satisfied with this 13 chapters. I feel like everyone did a great job. I'll talk more about this next week as I review the first season. But until then, that was it for the Katy Keene chapter reviews. The episode reviews, if you want to be more frank about it, and that's going to do it for me. So again, if you're unaware, this was What's on the Tube from ActionX. If you want to see what we're doing overall here on What's on the Tube, we do. Oh god, what do we do? Sorry guys. So this is a very awkward part for me because all of the original shows in the blocks that we've been doing have ended. So it's still very much weird to still talk about this. So brace yourself. So we did Rookie Season 2 episode reviews every Monday after a new episode on Sundays on ABC. But that is concluded. We're wrapping that up. We're doing a Season 2 review and Season 3 predictions. That'll be coming out in the next couple weeks. And then also we are going to start DC Stargirl episode reviews every Thursday after a brand new episode on Monday on DC Universe, the app, and Tuesdays on the CW. So you have 2 ways to watch it. You can either pay for it, or you can either watch it for free on the CW. So you got those 2 options. So there's no real, you have no excuse. And then you can come to me for your reviews. That'll be starting up this coming Thursday. Can't wait for that. I got a special role planned for someone, but I can't spoil that just quite yet. But also, if you only care about Katy Keene, we had normally done Katy Keene chapter reviews each and every Saturday, after a brand new episode on Thursdays on the CW. Obviously, that's over. So the plan is right now. So Katy Keene Season 1 review will be coming out next week. And then after that, we'll be doing a Season 2 hopes and predictions video. And then that will conclude our Katy Keene content for 2020 and all of Season 1. So that will be it. And then that will conveniently just take us to June. And I have some plans for June. So I'll let you guys know when we get to that point. But right now, if you don't care about Katy Keene, Season 1 review next week. Then next week, after that, Season 2 predictions. So stay tuned for that. But again, if you weren't aware, this was what's on the tube from ActionX. If you want to see more of us, please subscribe to ActionX on YouTube. Also, ring the bell for notifications when we have a new episode review live. Like, favorite, share if you want to. It really does help us out. And as well as follow us on social media. But for you Golden Girls out there, I hope you have enjoyed this experience as long as I have with me. Wait, that came out so wrong. I hope you enjoyed the experience that this show has been giving you alongside me, who is also watching this experience. I think I'm saying that right. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure really. I'm not too crib with my grammar. But hopefully I'll see you guys next week for the Season 1 review and the Season 2 predictions in the coming weeks. But for all you Golden Girls and for you fans out there, again, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Be good to each other. Be well. We'll get through this together. And I'll see you Golden Girls next week for the Season 1 review. So, peace out.